Dear Venerable Sister and Brother, Dhamma friends, today also we are going to start another question and answer session. We'll invite Lakshmi to present already written questions.
Venerable Sir, we have questions from 7 people, and at least 2 of them are very long, maybe 3 of them are quite long and extensive as they develop their practice, and 1 question or 1.5 on Dhamma. Okay. Most Venerable Bhante, this is a report on my meditation practice. After meditating with here, now I am, which is my primary object, for a short while, I start following the natural rhythm of the body. It comes like a free flow throughout the body. This continues for a while, and then the observer becomes very distant. It is as if the observer is not there and is in no control and does not even exist. Everything is like a void. Then again, I start feeling very subtle sensations in my body, which I observe again. This does not disrupt my mindfulness, but is merely an observation. Much merit to you.
That is a kind of a mature start. And if you have no doubts, if you have no uncertainty, any shades of fear is a very good solid way to continue. There is no object as such, like the breath or sitting, the posture, the gross one is the object. And when it is happening, you are utterly aware to mere existence. And sometimes existence becomes very immediate thing and sometimes a far away distance. So you are just associating. And when such a thing happens while you are walking, you know totality of the walking and there is no doer as such. So you are observing as your body is walking. And when you are washing your hands, when you are washing dishes, when you are brushing your teeth, you can observe exactly like that and get a distance. And when and where that is happening, there is no tension can happen. That's called, in Pali, Visrama. Visrama means that you are retired back to your state and you see the body is working. It is not a demanding task, day-to-day routine. And there you can find that you have a kind of a aesthetic kind of relationship with your body, and well-being is there, and totally you are involved in the simple task of doing nothing. And then more the time you spend with that kind of relationship, more you feel released, more you feel relaxed, healed, and like a therapy. But many doubt whether this is meditation, what kind of meditation. So if such a doubt happens, uncertainty or fearfulness, then only you have to find an object of meditation, so to say, the breath, or walking meditation, left leg and right leg, because then there's something verifiable, you can go there and see the breath. But if there is no such a doubt, there is no such a fear, there is no such uncertainty, the understanding mere existence, just being, itself is a very technical meditation. So continue as such, not only in sitting, but try to get the same kind of relaxation with walking and same kind in the day-to-day activities, whatever the task you do by yourself. And later, slowly you can expand that to simple task with external people, and slowly the mindfulness will learn how to diversify it, how to cope up with the multitasking. So this is a very good start. Please continue.
Most Venerable Bhante, this question is regarding my walking meditation. While I am doing walking meditation, when my right foot touches the mat, I can clearly know it, and for the left foot also the same. For a whole hour, I will not miss even one step. But while I am noting the steps, my thoughts go here and there. In spite of wandering thoughts, I can note the touching of the foot separately. Are wandering thoughts a hindrance for my progressing in walking meditation? Please give an advice. May you be blessed by the triple gem.
Today we had an English medium discussion about 1 hour, and then this part we discussed, we went very detailed. So I will just summarize in a brief way. So when and where you selected your primary object, in this case the left leg and the right leg, and then wandering thought happen, or distracting pain happen, or sound happens. So when and where you are now off the track, when and where you are now eccentric, if you know you are not in your primary object, instead you are in the secondary object, and primary object is much safer, much protected, well known, and you know, as far as you know, from the unknown secondary object to primary object, door is open. Way back is open. Under such circumstances, whether you live in the secondary object or primary object is no problem. You are protected. But if you regret yourself telling, my mind went outside and it is unmindfulness and I am dirty and it is a moral fear and moral shame, then you are utterly in a chaotic situation. So you can't think that there is a safe land, there is a oasis, there is a least frictional way, and door is open, everything gone. So under such circumstances, you will get panic. You will understand, I have done something wrong. But it is not something you have done, it is something happened. So therefore the Buddha gives a chance, when and where you find something wrong somewhere, just see, is that me, it's mine, or myself? If you thin slice time and understand, it is not me, because I am not such a malice person to give up the first primary object and go to the secondary object. It is something happening. But ultimately you accept the baby and regret. Under such circumstances, I categorize he or she as samatha yogi is not qualified to do the vipassana. So he or she has to come back to the primary object and note it, associate thoroughly primary object so that it will not run away. But if you are adventurous, if you are ready to run a risk, and if you make sure, even though mind goes to the secondary object, while in the secondary object you know you are in the secondary object, if there is no regret, it's a great leap in vipassana. You can say, yes, I am in the wrong place. Not that I have done it, but the adventurous thing, spark in this or electric thing in their eyes, I am not regretting. Then the Buddha can help you. Venerable Sariputta can help you. Venerable Dhammajiva can help you. But if you are regret, you are like a corpse, you have to put into the pit and put sand, dead and gone. So this is the point. When the mistake happens, don't accuse, don't accept, don't claim it. This is me, mind, myself. Disclaim it. I have no intention to go out. It has already gone. Why should I worry? Instead, being in there, can I be still mindful? And then you can see way back home. It's always open. And whether you come or not, never mind. And what happens is naturally mind come back to the primary object. It's happened very swiftly and not necessary. So therefore the person is asking, is it a hindrance to my mindfulness? It depends on your attitude. It depends on your preparedness. It depends on your outlook towards the primary object and the secondary object. So at the beginning, for the beginners, primary object is yes. It's a protection. Don't let the mind to run away. But in this state, you can understand the going out is not me. not myself. Why should I claim? And while you are eccentric, try to understand and not to regret. Pamade na kampatiti sati balang. You have been fallen into pamada. Pamada means negligence, but unshaken. Because of your past experience and rationalization and deductive knowledge, it is not a volitional activity. It is something happened. So why should worry about something happen? And therefore, for the Vipassana yogis, we have huge license not to worry. Buddha is on our side. But if someone says, no, worrying is my primary object or my human right, and it's making stories and telling each and every person, so they are the kind, make moralist they become, and they are ever self-accusing. They can't sympathize anyone, because they are self-accusing. But in meditation, occasionally just try to be, not to worry. Main thing is not to worry. And therefore, if you wish to exercise it, experiment with it, going out, wandering mind is a must. Otherwise, how can you trust yourself? Therefore, the wandering mind is a chance for you to see how much I am worrying, how much I have the capacity to not to worry. And then, if you are not worrying, easily you can come back home, and vividly, lucidly, you can explain, understanding when you are wrong, I am wrong. Understanding that your OC is still open. Understanding the path is clear. And that is what we call as a human right. That is our humanity. Untrained people do not know. Animal can't think about. So being so, if you are going to get frustrated and disappointed and underestimate yourself, even the Buddha can't help. So the Buddha says, first and foremost is your perception. How do you perceive this mistake? Is it a subject to be regret, or something happened to my mind due to the cause and effect relationship? So I am a mere distance observer. I am not the father of this baby. So that is a revolutionary thing. So therefore I can't answer. So I have to ask the question, when and where the thought happens, where your mind have kind of a dislike for thoughts, or regret, or consider this as a mistake. If it is so, kind of a set of the instructions. If you are not taken it as a mistake, if you are not regretting, then another separate kind of set of instructions. So if that particular person can give the his or her consent, then we can make it as dialogue. Otherwise, I will keep it, stop at that general level.
Can the person put his or her hand up?
If he or she wish to go further. Otherwise, we will go for the next question.
Venerable Sir, you said that you had a 1 hour discussion this morning. Is it a kind of discussion that gets recorded?
Exclusively for you people, males. So you will feel jealous, I know that.
So we can't
I can give it a recorded, this thing we can give, and it is diversified, and there are a lot of people bombarding and fighting, and the Japanese Samudro told, Sri Lankan when we are sitting, they sit like something like, Japanese people straight. Why? And one person told, you are Japanese, that is why Sri Lankan Asiatic people is always like Alpadayana. So I gave the answer, yes, at the beginning you have to be like that, and then it's collapse. So when that is happening, you have to sympathize. You wish to keep the mind in the primary object, but it goes. When you go there, don't worry, don't regret. Then you are at lost. So you understand, mind has gone, it is not my wish. And then way back, Sarati, Vivarati, Uttani Karoti, Desheti. 4 stages Buddha recommend. You remember you are in the wrong place. And you understand, but even then you have the correct place, your home, your oasis is open. Vivarati. Uttani Karoti, you say way back, no hindrance. And then you can proudly say, mind went back, but I know it went to such a bad thing. But if I wish, I can come back, or otherwise I can be there. You see, what a revelation, what a understanding. This is not your human mind, your mind. This is human mind. If you regret, you make it your mind, and even the Buddha can't give a helping hand. Understand, this is bloody human mind. That is bloody monkey mind. So why should you worry? For the humanity. This is the human mind. So to understand it, you have to observe the mind in a very distant way, in a balanced way, in a subjective. You take it as subject matter. Then you understand each mistake is a Buddha. Each mistake is Dhamma. Each mistake is your Sangha. So not to worry how to make use it, how to put it in a positive way. So it went up to little more than 1 hour. So Sujit can help you because Sujit was not participating, but he can get it from Venerable Chandaratana who Kuti number 13.
Much merit to you, sir. Thank you.
So if you all males, you all are invited. But it is... Yes, the mic.
Aware that you have fallen.
You have to talk to the mic.
When you become aware that your posture...
You have to talk to the mic.
When you become aware that your posture has fallen, is it all right to straighten?
That is the question I am asking. If you are fearful, if you are ashamed, then you will all of a sudden you correct it. But while falling down, if you are now falling down, whether you do it or not, whether you do correction, whether you erection or not, no problem. Because the main thing is understanding the bending or collapsing of your posture is not your will. It is not your volition. It is happening. And that indicates that the body is not governable. It is not under your control. And if you are regretting it, your mind is completely distorted. You don't know what to do then. Even the next option you can't see because mind is bewildered. So main thing is not to get frightened, not to get underestimate. Just understand this is the body, I got it. This is the human nature. So then you can clearly understand, okay, if I necessary, I can be erected, but not in a quick way, not in a shy, not in a inferior way. And even without that, while bending, you understand naturally the body knowledge comes because energy release starts without your knowledge, and all of a sudden it comes to the exactly synchronized way. Rather than you do and correct it, then you overdo it. Let the body to do, that is what the maturity is. So it is cause and effect relationship. You are just a mere observer. So come up to that level, you have to do the same mistake 1,001 times. But if you are doing positively, you go prepared for that. If you are going negatively, you hate that kind of experience. You consider it as a mistake, then no one can help you. But still you will be a very nice, full-fledged samatha yogi, or concentration, but you have no license for vipassana.
Most Venerable Swamin Vahansa, I raised a question yesterday about changing the lotus position, and your advice was that since I find a more relaxed posture facilitates the state of unknown, any posture I like would do. The reason I raised the question was because though the unknown experience is rare, in the lotus position, my entire knowledge up to now of the truth of suffering is from that posture, the lotus posture. Other postures tend to give less determination to sit through without moving a centimeter and or even wait without swallowing saliva. Such efforts have borne much fruit in the past. May I please seek clarification of yesterday's answer, whether it is now not so important that I endure discomfort or sit long? Is it that now it is best to facilitate the experience of the unknown? I have written before on the experiences of aha moments in sitting meditation, and I can't help thinking in retrospect that certain changes in me may be due to these. I would greatly appreciate your advice, Swamin Mahansa, on whether my assumption about the importance of facilitating is correct. May you have long life and perfect health always. Theruvan Saranai.
Generally, it's a gradual refinement, gradual improvement. So therefore, at the beginning, you get the maximum support of your body when and where the body is relaxed. So therefore, start with the posture, whatever may be, relaxed and symmetrical and comfortable. And then the mind will be happy to dwell within. If you start with difficulties, then mind will not be cooperative. So therefore, do there. And after a while, specifically once you familiarize your posture, the place, the meditative object and the mindfulness, then your maneuverability of the posture is increasing. Because of your familiarity, then slowly you can tighten the screws and belts, nuts and bolts. You can restrain the body more and more. So it depends on your determination power, your confidence. More and more you develop the confidence of the mindfulness and the place and the posture. You can even start with the difficult posture and you can predict mindfulness will be steadfast. So therefore at the beginning you get the cooperation of your body by symmetrical relaxed posture. But when and where you familiarize, when and where your confidence or determination power increases, you can do anything with the body. So after 30 years of practice, I can sit now lotus posture about 30-40 minutes. And at the end of the 30-40 minutes, again the irritation happens. So I push little bit. And then sometimes I can go 1.5 hours. Sometimes I have to stop at 30 minutes. So daily I am trying. It is not a crucial issue. It is not a critical issue now. It is a byproduct. It's a sideline. So slowly you can do it. So therefore, nothing happen overnight. Repetitive application is our, what you call austerity, our austere life. Continue to do it. More and more you do, more and more space it becomes due to familiarity. So at the beginning, don't try to start with this, all the rules and regulation, regimentation and interpreting terms and conditions. Just get the maximum support, and once you season them, you can control anything. So therefore, there are no technical writings for that kind of thing. It depends on the person to person. So once you train the mindfulness and be familiar with your primary object, the body becomes something like a lump of clay in the potter's hand. You can do anything you like it. So therefore, don't interpret terms to the body at the beginning like a beginner, but when and where maturity comes, don't give up also. Train your body more and more. Then you can go to the lotus posture, whatever it may be. But they are very tiny issues. They are very insignificant issues. Main thing is the continuation of the mindfulness.
Most Venerable Bhante, this is the 4th day of my meditation. During my meditation on the previous 3 days, I have felt the following. I start my meditation noting myself sitting in a relaxed position. Here now I am. Then I proceed to note my breath. Noting of the breath starts from the abdomen, proceeding through the lungs and ending at the nostrils. After a while, noting of the breath at the nostrils gets lighter and thinner. I also noted that after a little longer, I felt that both in and out breath happen from both nostrils. A tightness on the back of my neck, my left brow, and under the chin occur. At times I sweat. At this stage, the mind gets blank. But there are tiny white patches moving around, not more than 2 or 3. At times there is a tiny black patch moving around as well. The blank space has the color of orangish red, the color of the sun. After a while, the blank space gets filled up with figures of engravings or carvings which are very difficult to decipher. At times letters of the singular alphabet appear, but without any meaning. After a while, the color of the blank space changes to white or yellow and back to orange-red again. Thereafter, I have noted beautiful images of landscapes on 3 different days. They were from different locations. Kindly guide me in the progress of my meditation. Is my meditation style mindfulness or concentration? Your advice is much appreciated. May you attain the bliss of nirvana in this life itself.
So when the meditating mind and the object become closer and closer, immediate as immediate, and face to face, then you feel like merging into the object. The noting mind and the noted object appear like merging. So when it is happening, there are different grades, and with compared to the early grossness of the object, it becomes subtle and subtle. And there quickly mind says everything blank. But don't accept as such. Go prepared next time, and there you see it is not utterly blank. There may be some images, mind-made things, and without much of reacting, without much of assumption, you understand, yesterday I thought this is blank, but if you focus properly, there are some objects, and when you focus to that, that also will disappear. Today you will say, today only I went to the blank when compared to yesterday. But still if you go prepared next day, again it is going further and further into the blank. So the blank area, or beginning and the end of the blank area, is called Rupa Sanya. That's just mere perception of material, that is something volatile things. It's a dream and not dream, reality and concept. And that is the point where you understand what is in your under the carpet, what is behind the screen. And that is real you, your underlying tendencies, directed dispositions are naturally coming out. This is called catharsis. This is something coming from the deep inner core, and since there are no bombarding of the outside objects, outside signals, that it is coming out. So when it is happening, your many psychological wounds may just erupt and then rectify. So let it happen, and more and more you go there, you learn how to go deep into the unknown, go deep into the blank, deep into the sunyata, deep into the tucca. Tuccato, rittato, sunyato. Ritta is nothing. Sunya is nihilistic. And many, many layers are there. So more and more you go there, you have to understand you must have kind of a preparedness and kind of energy to brave, kind of energy to go there and don't expect anything. And there is no words to explain it. And for your good sake, for your benefit, you can see in these deep layers, There's nothing called I, nothing measurable, therefore no conceit, no boundaries, no in and out differences. So tension cannot be agglomerated. Tension itself is rectified, but uncertainty is there. The fearfulness is there. Sometimes doubtfulness is there because of your lack of experience, but when you go again and again, you understand there's a qualitative difference towards the nothingness, and when you go there, sometimes you reduce to just mere existence, just mere being. That's called the datum line of your mind. Physicality, datum line is the in-breath and out-breath. Verbal sense, verbal articulation, vitakka vichara. And when the mind become refined, go to the datum line, sanya, vedana, and ultimately they also disappear, so you don't know whether you are experiencing it. No vedana. No sanya, because you can't understand whether you are a male or female, in-breath or out-breath, good or bad, nothing. And you don't know even that. Whether you know, whether you perceive it, but that is the maximum or 100% thought moment you are living. All the other time your life is partial. You are specialized in I, other organs are not working. You are specialized in the past, present and future is not there. Whenever you think about another person, rest of the world is gone. But here, there's no specific thing, therefore you are living. But it is completely unhuman. It's completely away from this atmosphere or shifting of the paradigm. So that is why the saddha is necessary. That is why the morality is necessary. That is why the mindfulness is necessary. It's a necessity. So Lokohamsa used to say, your preparedness, going day by day, prepared for that is to readiness to give up your ego, readiness to give up your conceit, readiness to give up your craving, but it's happening day by day, little by little. So proceed further and further into that. So you, in a sense, you are experiencing the death. You are familiarizing the death, rehearsing the death, and to embrace it totally, you have to forget about the world totally. Then you have to ask, am I ready? With the opportunities, there is no second person deciding. Your willpower, your preparedness. So therefore, go further and further. Then only you understand there is two truths. The what is truth related with your organs, eye, ear, nose and kind of thing. There is another kind of truth, absolute, not limited to oneself, and that is also possible while you are living, but it is happening only through the patipada or proper application of your mind. But more than that, your preparedness for that. So therefore go again and again, 1001 times, even without such a discussion, even without the Dhamma, if you have braveness enough to do it again and again, definitely it is advancing. So the Buddha is, what he is doing is little bit facilitating it, giving the theory, facilitating it, giving by the confidence and the faith. Even without that, if you can apply again and again, you are the winner.
Theruvan Saranai, Most Venerable Bhante. Sit-down meditation. My primary object is observing the touching points of the pelvic bones to the ground. I am able to keep mindfulness at one point longer than before. Now and then the body movements occurred. The nature of them have changed yesterday and today, mainly to stiffness and a fine swaying movements. Through these movements, I was able to observe the primary object. The mindfulness was noted to be better while movements were occurring. Thoughts and emotions were also observed. Sometimes the mind was carried away with them. However, when the mindfulness makes me aware that I am with thoughts, the mind automatically comes to the primary object. In walking meditation, the primary object is the right leg and left leg. As the meditation progressed, the perception regarding the primary object changed, at times to a whole lever system of the body, and other times to swaying movements of the body. Mindfulness was noted to be sharp. Most of the time the mind was within the body. I greatly appreciate your valued advice. May the blessings of the Triple Gem be with you.
Even though the term mindfulness is used frequently, most of the things explained now are attributable to the comprehension, clear comprehension. The function of the mindfulness and comprehension knows mindfulness is present. So therefore huge contentment happens. Not that it is trial and error. You have no doubt whether it is the mindfulness or not. Whenever you know it is the mindfulness, and you know equally the mindfulness cannot be shaken by bewildering thoughts. Mindfulness cannot be shaken by the pain, cannot be shaken by sounds. Then you understand not its quality itself, but your comprehension, their appreciation make you confident, make you kind of a peace, a contentment, a rich nature. So that is what you call the understanding or your appreciation. So all these qualities were there from your birth. Only thing is you don't know how to appreciate it. So that is the only thing we gain from the meditation. By repetitive application, we are born with total potential, total capacity, or sampati. In Pali, somebody weed out all the qualities. Because we associate, we appreciate only the mistakes. So in the meditation, you do away with all the mistakes. Take maybe 1 split second of mindfulness and try to experience it, try to verify it, and make it 2, 3, 4, 5. Ultimately in the mindfulness, you know it is mindfulness. That gives so much of first-hand experience, a first-hand contentment, and because it is not second person involved. It is not a suggestion and seconded by second person. It's a suggestion, it's mindfulness seconded by the comprehension. Then you see that is the knowledge. And that knowledge is 100%. No one can edit it. So therefore try to increase it as much as possible. So you may understand it will increase when there is no additives, no thing you can add into and make the quality high. So inalienable, unalloyed. And ultimately you don't feel like coming out that, because when you are getting nothing from the outside, everything is inside. Whenever you expect anything from the outside, your experience will be adulterated, and additives are there, not the proper combination. It is not the proper combination. So therefore, when you go further, mindfulness is give the piece of the land, and then the clear comprehension come and clearly do the survey and say, okay, you are the mindfulness. And this is what you call the secondary object. This is what you call the primary object. This is what you call the liking. This is what you call dislike. Don't worry. Still the mindfulness be there. So that is how you facilitate the mindfulness to the steadfast nature. That is because of your confidence. So that cannot be purchased from the supermarket. That product is not in the market. By trial and error only you are learning. And the moment it happens, utterly unpredictable, utterly electric. That is why the Buddha says, akalika. Moment you understand, you say, all the qualities were there, but I was my failure to recognize them, appreciate them. Moment you appreciate, there's no objections. Buddha never come and say, you have overestimated. So therefore, don't expect that to happen or don't go for chasing behind the results. But when you are practicing, one day you will understand it's a mere rediscovering of your qualities. You are born with everything. So therefore, then pabhassaramidam bhikkhave chittang, many try to interpret that a pabha is the lustrous nature and the glittering nature. So everyone's mind is pabhasarang. So I personally think pabha means the source. Source for everything. Consciousness is the source of everything. Manopubbangama, manosetta, manome. If the mind says, yes, my mind is 100% pure, you can entertain it. But you are the bloody fool. Think, I am not perfect, my sila is not perfect, my concentration is not perfect, my mindfulness is not perfect, my wisdom is not perfect. So therefore you are the hindering negative power, that is what you call the defilements. So instead of associating and appreciating your bad side, try to associate it and appreciate the good side. Then that is what you call sappurisa sansevo. Within yourself good part is there. And slowly let it get appreciated. And then ultimately you will see your effort is becoming fruitful. And it is a gradual process. But the realization is electric. All of a sudden you come into being. So this is the way it is happening. Sometimes utter failure, never mind. But nothing make permanent damage. Ever you can reshuffle it. So therefore your basic combination is there. Just like a Lego set. You can make a car or you can make a giraffe, whatever may be. But even it is broken, the individual pieces are there. Again you can reshuffle it. So there's nothing to get permanently damaged. So therefore within that it is called noble quest. It is called Arya Pariyesana. Do all. Don't worry and don't make stories for each and every episode, because these episodes are insignificant. They are changing. And simply easily one can say, we are progressing. So facilitate this positive thinking and don't hesitate to run a risk. No one can impose you, but you can do it. So that is what we call the yoniso manasikara. Run a risk, provided you have the faith, provided you are in the precepts and the moral restraint, and provided you are mindful. With that, you can perform, you can play anything you like. And you see, more and more you practice, you feel like running any risk and run into the danger, because you know at last it's a success story. So these are early signs. So my words are to encourage and facilitate it.
Venerable Sir, the next question is in two parts and is quite long, right?
Are you tired?
No, I'm just saying so that you are pre-informed. Most Venerable Swamin Vahansa, may I please seek some clarification with regard to the answer I was given yesterday to my question on the state of the unknown. The question: if I understood the answer correctly, in order to be aware of the beginning of the unknown, I must continually be with the fading breath so that I reach the unknown with full awareness. But Swamin Vahansa, will the fact that I have not really studied the breath in detail early on affect my ability to go with it to the beginning of the unknown? May I please have some further guidance in that regard? The second question is, I think, fairly different, Venerable Sir. Do you want me to continue?
No, this is also the kind of a doubt. If someone can see patiently, within slicing of time, the disappearance of the breath, it's well and good. Don't worry whether you have seen the beginning, whether you have seen the middle. But if you can see the disappearance, and that's the maximum task of the mindfulness, and see whether you are fearful, whether you are uncertain, whether you are in danger. If it is not so, you don't undermine your mind. Don't undermine your mindfulness. Just continue. Then you are known to unknown. Path is unhindered.
Question number 2. There were 3 criteria that require to be in place at a very high level if one is to be comfortable and confident in experiencing the unknown. One was faith, the other was morality, but I am not sure whether the third was mindfulness. As for faith and morality, although I always feel forced when I have to go through rituals and rites, and I don't recite the precepts, etc., my observance of the precepts have been always intact, as my parents taught us to practice, rather than recitation and temple rituals. The Dhamma that Buddha discovered is the only thing that makes sense to me. I feel that it is the only thing that I can place confidence in. I feel so grateful in my heart to the Buddha, the Dhamma and Sangha. But I don't seem to be engaging in an outwardly show of it. Will it be enough to feel the faith in my heart? If not, how do I enhance the faith I already have? Where morality is concerned, I feel very comfortable and confident within myself. I think I have been naturally morally restrained. I feel very thankful that I have been able to be like that naturally, irrespective of religious teachings on the precepts. However, there is a different level required of a person to encounter the unknown with confidence. However, is there a difficult level required of a person to encounter the unknown with confidence? I have a little self-criticism, but no fear of criticisms on morality from others, nor dandabhaya. However, there is still a little uncertainty about the netherworld. King Dharmashoka's story indicates danger. So how strong should this sila be? Also, Swamin Vahansa, could you please cite the third criteria that I missed? How strong should mindfulness be? I'm so sorry, Swamin Vahansa, for the long note. Just 2 questions. May you have long life and perfect health always. Thiruvan Saranai.
I don't know, I can safely understand the question is from the female side. So everything doubtful. When the trip is happening, you make all the doubt, entertaining doubt from A to Z. And to make it very short, the Lukwamduru says, if you can go prepared for that, that your faith is 100%. Your morality is 100%. Your mindfulness is 100%. So if you can believe it only, it says, the preparedness is everything. And that have 3 legs. Mindfulness, faith, and for each and everything, you are undermining, entertaining doubt. This is called prapancha kalayitu nettan or prapancha karma. That the place where you should not make doubts and mental proliferation, you become expert mental proliferation and doubts. So when Sariputta says, incurable. You see, incurable. That's an utter bad spell on our life. Whatever the thing happened properly, we are full of doubts. And that we consider as the knowledge. That's the worst thing on the earth. They consider this is self, this is the knowledge, and this is the inquiring mind, and this is the something to be facilitated. Very difficult. Very difficult. He is very efficient or mindful, no clear comprehension. Unwantedly wasting time while the thing is happening, still making doubts. But when you do it in a group, even that particular person is not getting benefited, others are getting benefited. When we do bad thing, no question, the foolhardy go and do it. When something happens nicely, we are scrutinizing, doubtful, fearful. That is the way the world is. So what a kind of boldness, what a kind of willpower, what a kind of preparedness you have, that is very difficult to give. You have to assimilate yourself. It is a very effective area, very effective time, very effective sign. It is happening now. So therefore, when such a thing happens, don't let mind, don't undermine the drive. 3 things: entertaining doubts, fearfulness, and dangerous. So that is simply what you call kilesas. So don't fertilize kilesas, or don't appreciate, don't appreciate the mistakes. Just throw them away. See your preparedness. Are you ready more than yesterday? Are you ready? Will be ready more than today? Then that's everything happens. That is what you call faith. That is what you call the morality. That is what you call the mindfulness in this pragmatic sense. So don't undermine them, but facilitate. That facilitating is an art. So when we are giving a group effort, we have better chances than when we are practicing individually. So don't entertain doubts. Prapancha nokalitu tangala prapancha karanda epa. Don't mentally proliferate where you should not mentally proliferate, or this is called storytelling. This is called fabrication. This is the utter intrinsic function of the volition. This is what the volition is doing. Without any background, entertaining doubts. So you have to understand this is the volition, and volition is the proximate factor for the consciousness. Sankara paccaya vijnana. So your consciousness is utterly bewildered, shaken because of the basic entertaining doubt. So consider this as the totality of your defilements. Try to do away, and opposite is the faith. And opposite is the morality. The opposite is the mindfulness. So without undermining it, facilitate it, then one day you will learn the art, and there you may understand you do it without the support of any person. It's a kind of evolution happening within yourself.
The last question, Venerable Sir, what is in 2 parts, or is in 2 stages. The first stage has 2 parts, okay? It's on the Dhamma. In the sermon, Theruvan Saranai, Venerable Bhante. In the sermon, I heard the 4th jhana is in and out white light. Could you please explain this? Is it where the mind is in a blank, steady state, continuously with rarely weak thoughts coming in and out?
You can't say, I just say, when you are in the 4th jhana, it is given as an epithet or example as if you are covered with a white cloth. Now what you have heard, I can't take the responsibility. So then entertaining doubts, then fabrication, then storytelling, then no meditation, and keep on engaging your idiot listening. What I mentioned was, it is just like, you feel like as if you are covered with a white cloth. But the person has listened is something different. Luckily he has mentioned it, otherwise I am at lost. Then I have died, have I ever mentioned about the light in the 4th jhana? No, I never. So therefore, listening is a great science, it's a skill. So just throw away that part, we'll go to the next.
Okay. The second one is very different, Venerable Sir. If you don't mind, Bhante, could you please tell the name of the leaves which tapering to its apex and with reddish stems? May you attain Nibbana.
Can you please read it again?
This must be with reference to the leaves you gave today. Much merit to you, Venerable Sir. If you don't mind, Bhante, could you please tell the name of leaves?
Leaves.
Kola. With tapering to its apex. And with...
I can say it is not a poison. I don't know the leaf. I am eating. You just eat. I make sure it is not a poison. Don't worry. When the cows are eating, they don't know the leaf, but they are making very nice milk. And that's the highest wisdom coming out of the ghee. Each and every cow, they do not know. And I am tomorrow the children will come. They will start the plant house down there. I will try to give the English name, Sinhala name for they to learn. To eat, not necessary. I don't know. Simply I don't know. When necessary, I go to the forest, start eating. Nothing happened. I never go to the fields and the supermarket and find the names and the labels. You go to the forest. And in Badulla area, there's one place, I can't remember the name, they call Gommampala. Gommampala means they work in the chain cultivation in the dark, until the dark night. And when they come home, it is utter dark. And only they have candles. What the mother is doing, go to the nearby bush, harvest whatever she can touch. It's a Gomman time. Gomman means dusk. And nothing get poison. It's called Gommampala. And take it and chop it and make a preparation and everyone is eating. Their supermarket is the background, their home. They never go to the supermarket. So therefore, I don't know that he may, because he is the person who is running the greenhouse, and it was 3 times bigger, so lush when I come back after 2 months. So far when I come back, everything eaten, monkeys are shitting, nothing. But this time when I come, full with sprinklers and water, and it's a heaven now. So sometimes he may know. So we will keep on sending the leaves. So if you wish, send one leaf back telling that label. I don't know. Simply I don't know. And Bhadra also asked me, Bhante, what are these leaves? Then I told you, after eating, don't ask anything, just eat.
That was the last question, Venerable Sir.
So it is not a question. Anyway, we have already taken 1 hour. So no chance to ask whether there are any more questions from the audience, because we are going to make 1 hour, almost 1 hour for walking meditation. So this is the end of the question and answer session. Thank you very much for the participation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.